Everybody wants wealth. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants financial freedom. But very few people are mentally prepared for the weight of the success they are actually praying for. Because wealth is not built in the bank account. Wealth is built in the mind, in the heart, and in your daily habit. If you don't manage small money well, big money will expose you, because money is a magnifying glass or a tool. Whatsoever is inside you will become ladder when money enters your hands. It will interest you to know that most people want wealth, but they do not want the exposure that comes with it. It's just like somebody wishing to be a celebrity but not prepared already for the fame that comes with becoming a celebrity. Income makes you comfortable, but wealth makes you responsible. God does not bless everyone at the same time. He blesses based on capacity, not desire. You see, you cannot expect wealth if your emotions collapse under pressure. You might see me today and think that I am doing absolutely well, but I'm sorry to disappoint you. There were times that emotional pressure almost frustrated me.
Now see your perspective podcast.
Welcome to yet another episode of the CEO Perspective Podcast, a place where vision meets reality and dreams are shaped into businesses. I am your host, Moregrace, Edehighagba. Today's conversation is something I have called the Masterclass of correction and elevation. Everybody wants wealth. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants financial freedom. But very few people are mentally prepared for the weight of the success they are actually praying for. Most people desire prosperity, but don't understand the mindset, the identity, the emotional depth and discipline required to sustain the wealth. This masterclass is not about money management. It's not about savings. It's not about investment technique. It's about the internal transformation that must happen long before the money arrives. Because wealth is not built in the bank account. Wealth is built in the mind, in the heart, and in your daily habit. So let's begin off by discussing the principles exposure of wealth. You see, wealth does not change you. It exposes you. The story about our great philanthropist and the richest black man in the world, Alhaji Aliko Dangote. You see, I've been following his story for quite a long time, and his story has been something that has always kind of resonate with how I really want to see my life, how I really want my life to be. You see, when Alhaji was 21, he went to borrow money from his uncle. See, he didn't just borrow money to buy a new car. He didn't borrow money to increase his luxurious lifestyle. No, he borrowed money from his uncle to import sugar and rice. And from that foundation, he has built the wealth that has currently made him the richest black man and the richest African in Africa. Listen, he said something that I want you to please take into consideration today. Maybe think about it. He said, if you don't manage small money well, big money will expose you. Now, what does this actually mean? It means wealth reveals the truth about you. If you are undisciplined now, what will amplify that disorder? If you are insecure now, what will magnify that insecurity you've cultivated? And if you are careless about money, what will accelerate your destruction? And if you are proud, wealth will amplify the wealth that will destroy you quicker. Because money is a magnifying glass or a tool. Whatsoever is inside you will become ladder when money enters your hands. So before you pray for financial breakthrough, before you pray for millions to come, I want you to please ask yourself these questions. Is my character strong enough for the level I'm asking for? Am I prepared for the exposure that comes with wealth? Because wealth exposes your identity, your exposure, your emotional maturity, your mental strength, your ability to make decisions. It will interest you to know that most people want wealth, but they do not want the exposure that comes with it. It's just like somebody wishing to be a celebrity, but not prepared already for the fame that comes with becoming a celebrity. Isn't that interesting? Having said this, let me give you the 4 exposure analysis module for wealth. So if you want to take a pen and a paper, because you're definitely going to love this. Number 1, your discipline. If you can't manage 1,000 cedis, ₦1,000,000, you cannot manage 100,000 cedis or 100 million naira. Whatsoever you cannot contain, hands up escaping your hands. Number 2, your identity. If you see yourself as small, insignificant, average, or not enough, no amount of money will make you feel valuable. You see, I was talking to a friend of mine just yesterday, and he was telling me that he's finding it difficult to express his feeling to a certain lady he thinks he's in love with. So I asked him, why do you feel leads you to, or why do you feel uncomfortable to communicate your feelings? He said, because I don't have the money. I'm not driving a car. So how do I communicate my feeling with such a lady? I looked at him and I said, listen, if you are not able to portray or present yourself in a manner that will be acceptable to this lady, even if you have the money, you still cannot figure out how to proceed. He looked at me and I said, yes, because you can portray an identity you don't see your wealth correspond with. So of course, you want to take out time to build an identity that would interpret who you truly want to be. Number 3, emotional stability. See, wealth attracts envy, pressure, responsibility, and gossip. If you cannot build a stabilized mental state, when the wealth comes, it will break you into pieces. So before you pray for wealth, why don't you consider building a stable mind? Why don't you consider building a mindset that would envision the wealth you are praying for? Number 4, your priority. See, money flows towards purpose, not confusion. If you do not prioritize what will build you wealth, what will always run far away from you. So many of our youths are prioritizing non-existent things over wealth creation. And yet, they say they want to be rich and successful. Priority is you showing the importance of something in your life. Priority is you choosing a particular thing over the other. So if you are not prioritizing yourself, if you are not choosing a stable priority that aligns with wealth creation, there's definitely no way you'll be able to build wealth. So you see, you cannot desire wealth when your internal system is not configured for it. You must grow into the person who can sustain, who can multiply the blessing they pray for. Let's go deeper into the mindset bank account. You see, your mind determines how much wealth your hands can carry. Let me show you something powerful using a real example of one of my mentors from a distance. It is Strive Masiyiwa. Of course, I love using Strive. He always makes me expand on my mental capability. You see, Strive Masiyiwa, the founder of the Econet Wireless, they didn't just become one of the Africa's respected billionaire, but most people don't know his story. So let me tell you. You see, when the Zimbabwe government fought him for 5 years in court, he had no license, no approval, no support, no green light. Lawyers were draining the little amount he was having. He was going through 5 years of frustration, 5 years of things not falling into place. But you see, this man didn't break. The reason why I loved him, he didn't succumb to the circumstances because his mindset were focused. His mindset remained disciplined. His mindset was unbroken. Why? Because there is a difference between income and wealth. I know you're going to be asking me, oh, come on, Sam, come off it. What is income and what is wealth? Of course. Income makes you comfortable, but wealth makes you responsible. You want to put that down. Income makes you comfortable. Income helps you to live day by day, from hand to mouth. Sometimes it helps you to keep up with your day-to-day activity. But you see, wealth, it builds you responsibility that attracts comfort, that attracts generational breakthrough forever. Income is what you earn. Wealth is what you are trusted with. Wealth is not money. Don't get it confused. Wealth is responsibility. Wealth is stewardship. And wealth is maturity. And your mindset is the container that contains or carries the wealth. And if your container is small, you reject opportunities without knowing you are rejecting them. If the container is broken, opportunities will slip through your fingers. If the container is immature, you will mismanage the blessings God gives you. Having said all this, let me give you 4 mindset barriers that could limit your financial growth or your ambition of building generational wealth for yourself. Number 1, scarcity mentality. You see, believing that you are not enough, believing that there is not enough, leads to fearful holding onto everything instead of investing there. Leads to your incompetence to manage or learn how to sustain and multiply that which you have in possession. So, whenever you are prepared for building wealth, you should consider scarcity mentality. You should consider the not enough mentality. It will limit you from growing. Let's go into number 2, the fear-based decision making. This at one time kept me in one place for quite a long time. You see, when you are scared of making decision because you feel like the decision you are making will not be good enough, you will always be limited to building wealth. You want opportunity, but hesitate to go for that opportunity. You will always lose opportunities to someone else. Number 3, vision without structure. When I started Samyaotse Company Limited, I had the vision of building the biggest real estate company in the whole of Africa. I had a clear vision, but there were no proper structures in amplifying or putting this vision into place. And I will tell you, this made me to continuously lose so much money as an entrepreneur. So you should watch out for vision without structure. You should build enough structure that will back your vision as an entrepreneur. Number 4, survivor identity. You see, when you start to think of surviving instead of growing, you lock yourself in one spot. I tell people, I said, the reasons why God do not blesses everyone at the same time, it is because he blesses everyone individually based on their capacity, not desire. So these are the 4 mindset barriers you must watch out for. You must always put into consideration if you are on the journey to wealth creation. You see, before God will give you wealth externally, he must first expand you internally, grade by grade, step by step. I used to tell people, God do not embarrasses people with financial sustainability. No, he would have long enough prepared you for that financial breakthrough you have encountered. So if you are not mentally prepared, you mismanage them and go back to square zero. Now let's move on into the part people avoid. This is one of the things that has changed my life completely. When I tell people what I want, when I tell people how I have been able to build sustainable generational wealth, they ask me, how did you do it? How old are you? Could this be true? Yes, this is true. And this is how I am able, or I was able to build wealth. Stay with me. But first, if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, it will also interest you to know that we are on Spotify, Apple Podcast. Why don't you go and subscribe with us now? Click on the notification bell, click on the subscribe button so that you get notified and you become a part of the community. This is a place where vision becomes reality. We do not just hype vision, we build vision. Have you subscribed already? You see, the more you subscribe, the more you help us grow and meet with a larger audience of people, a larger algorithm of people that wishes to be in this community as well. Have you? Thank you very much for connecting. Thank you very much for subscribing. I love you so much. Let's go straight to what has actually shaped my life. This is the emotional cost of wealth that has helped me. You see, wealth is emotionally expensive. Wealth is not cheap. Even if it is, it costs so much. Let me tell you a story. When Ibrahim built Sitel, he said that the hardest part was not building the business. The hardest part was dealing with people who didn't believe in the business. Because emotional pressure is the hidden cost of wealth. So let me list the 7 emotional costs that you should be aware. And if you are able to overcome this cost, if you are able to pay the price, you are able to pay in full the cost to this 7 emotional cost to wealth, you are more than 70% prepared for your journey. Number 1, isolation. You see, when you start building wealth, you suddenly lose friends, family, and people around you. You grow into, I call it the isolation testimony of wealth. Number 2, misunderstanding. People get to misunderstand you. People get to think you are rude when they don't understand your intentions. People get to see you in a more rigid and rugged way. People no longer want to sometimes associate with you. People think that you are going insane When you suddenly find yourself in this kind of situation, don't give up. You are just paying the cost of wealth. Number three, losing friends. You start losing friends. People start staying away from you. People think you are going crazy. And this is one of the most painful parts of it all. When your friends and family that are supposed to be your bedrock, that are supposed to trust and stay with you while you grow, you lose them. When you start losing friends, you should know that you are in the right direction towards creation. But please, not when you are losing friends to stupidity, to foolishness, and pride. Please, there are these are two different things. To lose friends because you are building something, to losing friends because you are being foolish for your own decisions making. So take note. Furthermore, number 4, outgrowing people you love. These are very common. I suddenly started outgrowing certain people. I suddenly started outgrowing certain friends that I thought were going to be forever with me. I started to notice that they were no longer aligning with my vision and purpose. So when you find yourself in this situation, don't be sad, don't be scared. You are on the right path to building wealth. Number 5, being envied. I think this is one of the most common part of it in Africa. When you start making progress towards building wealth, people start envying you. People start finding you disgusting. In natural sense, they are scared of your outcome. They are scared of what could possibly become the result of you tomorrow. So feel free, let the envy count. In fact, I tell people, when you are not gossiped, when you are not envied, you are not building. So come on, allow them to envy. Number 6, being the one everyone calls. You see, when everyone starts calling you, when everyone starts asking for your opinion, when everyone wants to know your ideas about everything, know that you are the right path to building sustainable wealth or generational wealth for yourself. So feel free. It's okay. It's normal. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't overthink it. It's normal. We all went through it. You're going to go through it too. Go through the process, my dear. You are building something. Responsibility without compliance is one thing most people do not understand. When you start to complain, you chase wealth away from you. When you start to feel too overwhelmed, you lose yourself to wealth. And it is not something that is good enough for you to do. Please, don't lose yourself to financial or wealth responsibility. Because most people cannot handle emotional responsibility. People just want to be successful without handling the responsibility that comes with wealth creation. You see, most people want wealth, but many few of them want the responsibility that comes with wealth creation. As I have earlier said, everyone wants to be successful, but not mentally prepared for it. Let me bring this home by telling you a story about myself. When I started, there were seasons in my life, especially while building Samyaotse Company Limited, when financial challenges were not a major problem for me. But the real challenge was emotional pressure. You see, I have faced delay. I have faced theft, stolen materials. I have faced project being 70 or 90%. I have faced my money being locked up in investment. I have lost $400,000 over indecisive decisions. I have faced my ideas being misunderstood. I remembered when my father said that I was being rude because he didn't understand my ideas, my decisions at that time. It became dawn on me when I was losing support. I was being mocked. People think I was already a failure. People were whispering all sorts of nonsense into my ears. But that didn't actually get so much to me than the pressure that comes from being a father and a husband, and much more as a visionary entrepreneur. There were days I stood at a construction site, looking at the unfinished building with tears in my eyes, with pain in my heart. And I keep asking myself, Samuel, do you really have the emotional strength for the destiny you are praying for? Because it wasn't the cement, it wasn't the block, it wasn't the land. The real battle was emotional. There were days where I felt so tired. I was already overwhelmed. There were times I wanted to give up on the journey God gave me. But you see, every disappointment that I had strengthened me. Every betrayal shaping my discernment. Every delay built patience. Every setback increased the capability of who I am today. You see, you cannot expect wealth if your emotions collapse under pressure. You might see me today and think that I am doing absolutely well, but I'm sorry to disappoint you. There were times that emotional pressure almost frustrated me. When you know that when word gives you responsibility, and responsibility comes with weight, then you must train your mind to carry the emotional muscle that is required. You see, wealth is responsibility. And when you know that wealth is responsibility, and you know that responsibility comes with weight, then you must prepare and train your mind for emotional muscle that is required. Having said all these things, I know you're going to ask me, now, Sam, how do I build wealth? How do I sustain wealth? Here are the 6 things you must develop to attract and sustain wealth. Number 1, discipline before desire. You should discipline yourself. You should build and work on your discipline before you desire for wealth. Don't just reach for everything you see. Ask yourself if you are prepared for it. Number 2, value creation over money chasing. You should think of creating value, not just chasing money. Because when you create value, you attract wealth. But when you chase money, you chase frustration. And these two do not work hand in hand. Number 3, emotional strength. You must be able to carry responsibility and pressure, just as I did. Building wealth comes with pressure. You must be willing and ready, prepared to carry the burden that comes with emotional pressure. One building weight. Number 4, spiritual strength. This part is what one people do not always want to associate with. But I will tell you, you cannot build wealth if you neglect the spiritual aspect of it. Masiyiwa said something that made me believe in spirituality. He said, in order for you to conquer wealth, you must be ready to not just only learn how to build wealth, but be prepared to fast and pray. You must be prepared to sort God's direction. No one work through prosperity without divine intervention. So you must be prepared to seek for spiritual direction. Number 5, relationship capital. Every relationship, every influence or affluence you rub off today had capital to your next idea. So you should invest. You should think of building a good relationship, because relationships are great capital. Number 6, identity upgrade. So Elumelu always will say that if you are unable to think beyond yourself, then you are limiting yourself. You must learn to develop on your mind. You must learn to build on yourself. You must learn to keep pushing, because when you don't upgrade your identity, people do not see your capability. Think about that and put it to mind every day. Now, before I close this masterclass episode for today, here are the word preparation model that you can adopt and just copy and paste it into your work, and you get the absolutely result I have gotten. It is mindset brings identity. Identity cultivates habits. Habits grow emotional strength. Emotional strength gives you responsibility, and responsibility gives you wealth. To grow in life, you must expand your thinking. You must strengthen your identity. You must commit to consistent habits. Then build emotional maturity and accept responsibility that comes with wealth. Doing this, wealth will then come to you naturally. Brothers, wealth is not luck. Wealth is alignment. The more you align, the more you build. Please listen to this carefully as I bring this to a close. Before wealth will ever enter your hands, wealth must first be built in your mind. Before God enlarges your territory, He strengthens your character. Before your name becomes great, or before your brand becomes a household name, your inner man must be rooted in discipline, identity, and emotional strength. The wealth you desire is real. So is the responsibilities. Your destiny is not a mistake. The vision you carry is valid. But God will never give you what your character is not ready to sustain. Please, I want to challenge you today. Upgrade your discipline. Strengthen your mind. Build emotional capability or capacity. Deepen your spiritual root. It's very important. Honor your relationships. Step into your identity that you need to succeed. Because your wealth season is coming. And when it arrives, you will be strong enough to carry it. You'll be bold enough to embrace it. Thank you very much for staying with me all through this episode. And if you have gotten to the end of it, congratulations. I hope this conversation has shaped your mind, has helped you to become a better person today. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow. I have been your host, Samuel Moregrace, Edehighagba. I want to see you more often. Stay blessed. Please take care of your health. Remember, health is wealth. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Goodbye.